Good morning, it's kind of mid-August I suppose, 2025, just walking along Undercliff Drive back to the car. It's just the time of year when the tit flocks begin to form and the bird migration is in full swing. Generally not down here so much. Go up on the downs at this time of year. Up above us now I'm on Undercliff Drive in St Lawrence in the Isle of Wight Undercliff. You go back up, you go up onto the top of the downs, that's when that's where the bird migrants tend to be grounded looking for food, stopping off on their migration just to feed up, fatten up. They'll come down here kind of September, October, November. That's when the Undercliff really comes into its own in terms of bird migration, because you also have the things flying overhead. The pipits, larks, finches, siskins and redpoles and chaffinches, goldfinches, those kinds of things. Get clouds of those in September, October. And that's when the narrow Undercliff really comes into its own for bird migration. Sky's a bit overexposed, I've got the filter quite low, but I can't be bothered to put it up. Just heard a crest, probably a fire crest. What an absolutely cracking day it is today. Like I say, it's a bit breezy, and the breeze looks set to keep the rest of August pretty cool. It's not going to be a warm one by any means. It's really lovely and fresh overnight. So the heat waves that we had in July have not continued into August. We did get one so-called heat wave a couple of days ago. Only lasted a few days. The only one of August. And I think because it was such a hot summer, it may turn into a very turbulent autumn. Lots of energy in the system. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me when I sneeze. Oh dear, here we go. I'm not going to edit this out. Edit that out. So you will have heard it. Leaves haven't started to turn yet, thankfully. It's still midsummer, isn't it? Still mid-August. Let's not wish the year away. Right. Hello, Flea. Still going strong, kind of. Almost certainly going to break down soon. Right, let's try and get the camera sorted. Gimbal in front of us. Been very lazy. I haven't turned the camera off as I'm getting in my car. Bit more authentic this way, isn't it? We are going to drive down towards Ventnor. Try not to scrape the microphone with the... Let's put you over there. It's a long way away from me, the microphone now, so I'm not going to say very much as I drive. See how quickly it starts. Yeah, not too bad at all that time. I'm impressed with you three. Let's see if you grind as I drive away. Probably won't now, just to be awkward. Oh, just drinking some of my green tea. I've completely stopped drinking coffee in the car first thing. I used to drink decaf coffee, but totally stopped that. For no other reason than I'm saving a bit of money, I think. Although probably tea bags are more expensive than one of those little cans of coffee powder. Who knows? Turn around here, I think. Maybe I'm going to stop just down here a little bit and put the filter up. There's a cyclist. So though we're driving through shady area at the moment, the sun is quite bright. Hello. Put it up a notch. Really must go in for a swim today. I've been neglecting swimming in the sea, which is a nice healthy thing to do. What I haven't neglected though is my diet. I've not had any processed food for a couple of months now. Well, apart from cheesy chips. Whether that's processed, I don't know. Fermented milk for cheese. Fermentation isn't bad. The chips themselves are fried in veggie oil. I suppose veggie oil is also fermented. I don't think I'd call cheesy chips processed food. Tell me in the comments section if you would. I have those probably twice a week. That's my only less healthy food I'm having at the moment. It's just been fried chicken and veggies every evening with a different flavour of sauce. I have to become more adventurous and create my own sauces, but it's quite difficult in a little tiny car like this. I could just about stretch to frying chicken and veggies. Ooh. Walkers. We're on Wolverton Road now, by the way, just take a little diversion. My windscreen is very mucky, so it might be focusing on the windscreen rather than what's beyond it. Honestly, my favourite place in England, the Isle of Wight, Undercliff, Ventnor and St Lawrence. It's an adorable place. It's all very authentic and ramshackle and full of character. It hasn't been tarted up at all. There's a few tarted up cafes in town, but they're alright. There's Flea, the car, in a nice little favourite spot there where she's got a view of the sea. So we're on Wolverton Road, and nice little willow bed down there. Any area by the sea that's got water like this little willow bed gets migrant birds. So we're just going to walk down towards Woody Bay cottages now. I'm not going to say very much because I'm listening for birds calling. This is my little bird watching walk with the added bonus of me doing a video for it for you lot. Tell me in the comment section if you've been here to St Lawrence on the Isle of Wight and to down to Woody Bay especially. Gorgeous little spot down there. What is the time, by the way? I need to make sure I get back to the bay for 8:30. 7:55 in the morning now. What I'm also going to do is to set the alarm earlier. Well, I don't set the alarm at all, I just wake up and then drift off to sleep again. I'm going to try and set it earlier so I get up a bit earlier and have longer filming. Any bugs on the thingy? Can't remember what this stuff's called. Tell me in the comments section what this is. Pretty sure it's going to make myself sound silly now. Is it the oh, what's that big butterfly? Swallowtail. It's not a food plant, a swallowtail, is it? I think that might be completely wrong. I know it's not the only food plant. Out on the marshes in Norfolk they have the proper food plant, which I can't remember what it is. I'm pretty sure that might be is it fennel, that's what it is. Is fennel a food plant of somebody do a Google search? Whilst you still can, it will be a chat GPT search soon when Google goes and changes, when search changes. But yeah, do one. Fennel, is it a swallowtail food plant? Is it one of its options? Oh, there's a herring gull sat out on the grass over there. Don't often see herring gulls on the ground in this grassy area. It's amazing what is notable. There's a blooming raven with it as well. Is that a raven? Let's look through bins. Two ravens, I believe. Could probably have flown the drone this morning. It's nice and sheltered down here. It is a north easterly, so it would be sheltered in the undercliff. It's one of the undercliff's very few oak trees just in this garden. Well, there's a group of, it's at least two together, very small. So I always check those when I'm down here for wood warbler at the right time of year. Migrant wood warbler. It's looking so drought stricken and parched. I think I'm just going to walk along and look into Woody Bay from the west end rather than go up on Woody Head today. There is another video which I'll try to remember to link to. Well, I've got some drone shots of Woody Bay from Woody Head, so this time we'll go to the other end. That's odd. What's up with the gate? Bit decrepit, this kissing gate. So when there are migrants about in the undercliff, this little walled garden is superb for spotted flycatchers and philosks, willow warblers earlier on, and chiffchaffs. Oh, a lot of sparrows. It's brilliant to see the sparrow colony still here. I think they're nesting in the buildings just the other side of this wall. But yeah, I think it's the only house sparrow colony in St Lawrence. There's a couple in Ventnor, but I think it may be the only colony in St Lawrence. Well, elsewhere in the Undercliff. Well, I think there'll be some in Knighton. Pretty sure there'll be in Knighton, but St Lawrence, as far as I know, that is the only, or this is the only colony of house sparrows, and there's probably only about 20 pairs. A friend did ask me, and I need to reply to his message, if it's worth putting swift nest boxes up in St Lawrence, in this kind of area. I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't think there's any history of swifts nesting in St Lawrence. Another odd thing, so swifts nest in Ventnor, but they don't nest in St Lawrence, even though there's loads and loads of suitable habitat already, nesting habitat for swifts in St Lawrence. Same as starlings. You don't get starlings other than in autumn migrating through in small numbers. You don't get them in the Undercliff at all. They're not in Ventnor, they're not around St Lawrence. None of this pasture gets starlings on it. Goes slightly inland and there are starlings, but not here. Very odd. So yeah, whether I'd recommend or kind of endorse my friends putting starling nest boxes up, I probably wouldn't, to be honest. I'd probably say, well, rather than do that, restore the pillboxes down on Twining's land or Old Park, because they blocked up the pillboxes where the swallows used to nest, and now the swallows can't get into those pillboxes, so they stop nesting. So I'd open gaps there to get the swallows back. Green woodpecker calling. This fence line just here is brilliant for wheat ears, and there's not a single wheat ear, and whinchats as well. There's not one of those either. It is a very quiet morning, bird migration wise, but it is an absolutely gorgeous morning, weather wise. Surprised actually there's a little bit of cloud above. Surprised there aren't a few migrants knocking about. Lots of ragwort over there, so the cinnabar moths will be really happy. Ragwort is superb. I know people don't like it because there's a lot of misinformation about it being bad. Oh, I think I might have just had a wheat ear over there. Can't see anything now though. Yeah, ragwort is really good for pollinators, bumblebees and all the butterflies, the cinnabar moth, for which it is the only food plants. Caterpillars of cinnabar moths eat ragwort leaves, but aside from that, the flowers are absolutely brilliant for all manner of insects, all of which need help. So, yeah, wood pigeon. There's actually somebody down in Woody Bay this morning. I never go down there, I don't know why. That is a lovely view. Looking west towards Ventnor radar station along that way. Now looking north to the inner cliff. Swing round Now looking west. Hang on, that was east towards Ventnor and the Ventnor Downs. Did I say east or west? Anyway, we're looking west now towards St Catherine's Point Lighthouse, which is actually flashing. You can just see the tip of it, or I can, whether you can on the camera, I don't know. Let's zoom in. It's never worth zooming in, but let's do it anyway. Might just about be able to see the light right in the middle of the frame now. With 1080p you can go four times zoom, but it just goes horribly pixelated. So we're going to zoom back out again. That's better. So later this week I'm back in Dorset, and then in Devon to talk about red-backed shrikes, which is that obscure species of bird that loves beetles, has an inordinate fondness for beetles, to misquote Haldane, was it? No, Darwin. No. Who was it? Who said God has an inordinate fondness for beetles just because there are thousands of species of beetle. Might have been Haldane, or I don't think it was Darwin. It wouldn't have been Darwin. Probably wasn't Haldane either. Tell me in the comments section where that quote comes from. And if you don't know, go to Google and type in an inordinate fondness for beetles. Who is that quoting? And it will tell you, then you can tell me in the comments section. But anyway, red-backed shrikes have an inordinate fondness for beetles. And beetles, or at least dung beetles, have an inordinate fondness for cattle dung. But unfortunately, cattle dung these days is laced with chemicals. Anti-parasite, gut parasite type chemicals. Wormers, basically. But when they poop out, when the cattle poop out, their cowpats are full of the chemicals which kills everything. So the poor old dung beetles are having a really bad time at the moment, where they have been since those drugs were invented, those toxic chemicals. Ah, what's that? There's a little bird there. It's a blue tip. So yeah, having a meeting about how to help red-backed shrikes, which are effectively extinct as a... Don't know what that little bird was. Alright, there's a few blue tits here. There's a little brown job, which I think was probably a dunnock. A whole load of blue tits. Loads and loads of blackberries. So, yeah. Oh, what was that? That's probably a great tit. Yeah, blue tits and great tits. Can't see any migrants. No white throats or willow warblers or chiffchaffs now, I suppose. Willow warblers getting... A lot of those have gone through. Actually, no, it's only mid-August. So yeah, willow warblers. None of those. No black caps. Back on Wolverton Road now. Walk east back towards the car. That's a lovely loop, isn't it, that walk? Do please subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. And thank you for the people who have recently bought me some coffees on buymeacoffee.com. Really helps, because when I go and edit my videos in the cafe, I obviously have to buy coffees. So you're helping me, you're helping my channel by making donations on buymeacoffee.com. There's a link to that in the description below this video. But thank you for recent supporters. You are stars. And another really good way to support this channel is to just watch more of the videos. Watch time is really important for getting the channel kind of promoted. The longer you guys watch my videos, the more YouTube promotes them and the more people discover the channel. There's a lovely robin singing there. Green woodpecker as well in the background. So spring and autumn are my favourite times of year from a wildlife point of view. Autumn's probably my absolute favourite time. So between mid-August, as far as I'm concerned, obviously it's midsummer as far as you're concerned, but from a natural history point of view, mid-August, September, October to mid-November is extended autumn, and it's my favourite time of year. And then kind of the last week in February through March, April is my second favourite time of year, into May I suppose. That's when the bird migration is started up again, going in reverse. Now everyone's heading back south towards Africa. I just love the autumn colour as well, and just the smells and the different bird songs, the way the robins change their song tones and pitches from very urgent and kind of strident, I suppose, in early summer when they're defending territories, to now when it's softened, the tone of their song has softened. I suppose the testosterone is reducing. They're not in the breeding season anymore, so they settle down. The urgency is reduced, and they're just singing on territory, just to remind everyone else that they're still on territory. They're not breeding anymore. They're not defending their territory as such, although they still are. And they're probably telling their kids to get out of the territory, time to move on, and telling any other kids from neighbouring territories that this is a territory that's held by an adult pair, so keep out. And then one of the adult pair gets eaten by a sparrowhawk, and one of the juveniles from elsewhere takes over the territory and hooks up with the remaining adult, and so it continues. The clumsiest bird on the planet ahead of us, wood pigeon, but also incredibly successful. So a species that is so incredibly clumsy, although having a massive great car barrowing towards you, it's not really the wood pigeon that's clumsy, is it? It's just the human that's stupid. But anyway, they do get splattered a lot by our cars, and yet they're thriving. They're doing really, really well, wood pigeons. Unlike their fellow columbids, whatever they're called, pigeons, doves, turtle dove are doing really, really bad. They're dying out. They're basically, they're extinct on the Isle of Wight now, turtle dove, and they're going extinct across southern England. Hopefully they can be saved, but it's not looking good at the moment. On that gloomy note, We are back at Flea, my car. Let's get back in, reorientate the old gimbal. Try not to upset the pusscat who's on his little bit of road. I'm going to drive past you, pusscat, so you might need to shift. But you always do. You're a very wise cat. I see you every time I come here. Let us head into Ventnor Bay, I think. And what is the time now? 8:16, so almost perfect timing. If I sound a bit worn out, it is because I am. I've had a few financial stresses the last couple of weeks. Put a dent in my bank account. Apart from that, all is fine. Oh, Pusscat's vanished, didn't see him go, to be honest. Right. Stop over revving, Steve. Learn how to drive. Good grief, man. Ooh, that didn't sound good, did it? So Flea, her little engine, her rumbling, grumbling, grinding sound at low revs, doesn't seem to have got any worse. It seems to have settled down at just bad, rather than getting any worse. So I don't know if that means it's about to implode and seize up the engine, or whether it will carry on for another 100,000 miles. Who knows? I was kind of in a position to buy a new van. I'm kind of not quite yet now because of my financial woes, so I'm going to have to... I need a couple more months before I can actually get a new van. So I'm hoping the car will survive a little bit longer. Chance to save a little bit more so I can get a new vehicle. I was momentarily contemplating life and thinking there's wood pigeons, whether I should just go into a house. It very much changed the nature of the channel. Don't worry, I won't. Botanic Gardens on the right. Really must do a video in there before the summer turns to winter, or the autumn turns to winter. Got a month or two before it becomes a bit bleak down here, so still got time. My windscreen is really dirty, so I'd be amazed if you can see out of the car. But next stop, which will be the central car park, I'll slap some water over it if I remember. If I don't remember, then criticise me in the comment section. It's a dust cut. Am I going to get around it before I get trapped behind it? Or stuck behind it? Don't move yet. Right, let's get around it. Yay! Excellent. So I splashed some water on the windows, hopefully that's made a little bit of difference. At least I remembered. iconic drive down into Ventnor Bay, this one, or Ventnor Cove, whatever it actually is. I think it is a cove rather than a bay. Ventnor Beach is non-controversial, so I should just call it Ventnor Beach. There we go. Well, it's a little bit breezy here and I haven't got the external microphone, but let's just have a look at the bay from actually, let's go up onto the bench here. Stand on the bench to give a bit of height. I would put the drone up, but I think it's just a bit too windy for the Neo, which is the smaller one. The bigger one needs a firmware update, which I'll do when I get to Besties, hopefully. Lovely. Let's walk down this way. Thank you for watching, people. Do, as I've said before, do subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber, and watch some of my other videos, and look at the links in the comments section and in the description to this video below, and I will leave you with a lovely view of Ventnor Bay, and there will be another video following shortly. So I hope you're enjoying this video about Ventnor and the Undercliff. If so, then don't forget there are 2 books I've written. One, Birdwatching Around Ventnor, creatively named, and the second one is Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. Just short books about the local area that are the subject of this video. Available on Amazon. I'll put a link below this video, and you can also order it from the library, and it's available in all major bookshops, both of these little booklets.